Saturday?
Yeah, it was a good experience to get back out there and just try to help the team as much as I could.
How hard has this been for you the last month and a half, whatever, almost 2 months?
Yeah, it's been a difficult experience. It's been positive in the same way that I've been able to stay involved with the offense and at least signal in plays and talk to the receivers since Coach Prince is up in the press box.
Coach was saying there were weeks where you were practicing all week and then just couldn't play. I mean, were there times where you thought you were going to get back out there earlier than this? Or?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it was just a day-to-day deal. Sometimes I'd feel good on Tuesday, and then Thursday I didn't feel very good, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to be the best option to be out there.
What was the closest you got to actually playing before this last week?
I'm not sure. I mean, they all kind of blend together.
Did it ever come up to game time, decision time?
No. I mean, there's got to be a certain point in the week, when you get to Thursday and you start game planning and getting guys in certain roles, you got to make those decisions.
Would you, be in sort of a little bit of a coach kind of role there?
Yeah.
What would you learn from that experience?
Just that sometimes it's difficult out on the field to be talking to guys and they're out there trying to focus and just adjustments during the games and things like that. And, so it was a good experience.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Something might do in the future.
Yeah.
Coach Hughes saying that Coach Prince is pushing for you to continue to travel and whatnot even through your injury. And I mean, it seems like it's kind of a compliment in itself.
Yeah, I really appreciate that from Coach Prince, and yeah, that would have been tough just to stay back home, and so it was good to be able to go out and still be a support system for the rest of the guys.
How did you feel coming out of that game Saturday, and where are you physically? Are you 100%, or how are you?
I'm getting there, yeah. I feel a lot better, way better obviously than the past few weeks, and so it's just day by day deal.
Do you want to coach? Is that what you want to do when you get here?
Yeah.
What do you want to, college or high school? What do you want to do?
College.
Yeah. That's something you always wanted to do, or you kind of learned that as you've been here?
I mean, I've always had thoughts about it, and I think this just kind of verified it.
Did your dad coach you up during the injury, during all the games you missed?
No, they still traveled to all the games, which was great of them, and they're going to continue to travel here even when we're gone.
Kirby, I remember it was one of the first things you said back in fall camp, but for your senior season, you said the one thing you want to do is just stay healthy. And
yeah.
Obviously, just kind of unfortunate you can't control it, but I mean, it just seems like how frustrating it is to not be able to control that.
Yeah, obviously it's just a case of bad luck, and but I think it still opened up a great experience to be out on the sidelines and just communicate with the guys and kind of be almost an assistant receivers coach, I guess.
What point in the Fresno game did you get hurt?
Second quarter.
Second quarter, and just played through it?
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's just my foot.
Get stepped on or stepped on?
It rolled up.
Okay.
In pain at the end of the game? Obviously, the last pass of that game came to you.
Yeah, I mean, still gotta make the play. But, yeah.
How frustrating was it to go throughout that process? It's got to be tough for you, especially your senior year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the great thing is we have a great training staff here, so it was always everyone in that facility is very upbeat, and so some days if you're not in the best mood, they kind of cheer you up, and so I tried to stay upbeat as much as I could.
You played in the old offense, and now you spent a year in this offense. I mean, what's your take? Obviously, you guys have had some success in some games with it and not others. Is it just going to take a little while to adjust to it, or what's your take on the future of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of people in the country right now are running this offense, but it still comes back to details, and some games we're making the right plays, and obviously this past week we didn't make enough plays. As receivers, we definitely could have made more plays to help out Grant and help out the run game even.
What you guys had, was so special, and obviously the way Kellen was able to command it.
Yeah.
But he was kind of a once in maybe a generation guy that could control the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you think it is easier for quarterbacks? It is easier for wide receivers?
I mean, it definitely simplifies things, and I think that's good for us. And it still goes out there, and it's not about the plays that are called. It's about us making plays and executing.
Obviously, winning the Mountain West Championship was your guys' goal, and it's going to take some help now. I mean, how long was that trip home, and what was the last 2 days been like trying to just move past
Yeah, it was a tough night, I would say there. But we're on to New Mexico, and that's our goal. And if other things happen to help us out, that's great. But we're just worried about New Mexico on Saturday.
Will you guys try to avoid watching any of that game Saturday afternoon? I mean, you guys.
Yeah, is the game afternoon or?
Yeah,
It's before you guys.
It's way before
Okay.
your game. Will you try to avoid it, or will you check in and see what's going
Yeah,
on?
I mean, maybe check in, but I don't think it's going to be on the forefront of our mind or anything.
This group of seniors, what stands out about this bunch?
I think it's a group that's came together from a lot of different areas, and I've made some great relationships and carry those on long past my years here.
I don't know, I don't think there's a guy in this class that's played every game of his career. I mean, a lot of adversity and hardship through the last 4 or 5 years for these guys.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think everyone in the country, though, deals with injuries, and maybe we had a few more this year, but everyone's pretty much the same.
You're the only player left, excuse me, who played in the 2010 Fiesta Bowl. How do you look back on your 5-year body of work here?
Yeah, I think it was I wouldn't trade it for anything. The experience here, on the field, off the field, everything's been great, first class, and I think it's just going to help me down the road.
What's Boise State meant to your family? I mean, it's been a 6-year run here, a lot of wins and
Yeah.
whatnot, but what's it meant for your family what's the university meant to your family?
I would say that obviously they gave us great opportunities, Kellen and I, and very thankful for that. And my parents are definitely going to continue to support Boise State. They love the area here, and they'll probably move here in the future. And so I'm sure we'll always be fans of Boise State.
You graduating now, or you already graduated?
I graduated last December.
What'd you graduate with?
Communication.
What are you doing this semester?
I'm taking some classes towards a business degree right now.
What's the first step? You say you want to be a coach.
Yeah.
So what's next? What do you do when football's over?
I would try to be a graduate assistant somewhere, maybe here, maybe somewhere else, and just go from there.
Do you have any cousins or anything coming down the line that Boise State might tap into?
No, my parents are from Chicago, so everyone's in the Midwest.
Doing something on Gabe, and he's had a long journey here as well.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that guy?
Yeah, Gabe, he brings great energy out at practice, anywhere. He's always in a good mood. This year's obviously been difficult for him. He's, battling out there, and he's giving us the best that he can. And I know he's frustrated, but it's great to see him back out there because last year was, he didn't play very many games.
You're I think the only guy who hasn't played all of his bowl experiences at the Vegas Bowl. How important is it to get to a different bowl game, or what do you guys look for in a bowl game?
Yeah.
Is it opponent? Is it destination? Is it date? Is it any of that stuff?
I wouldn't say. I think obviously you want to experience it with your family and friends. Usually come to the game a few more than the regular season. Great opponent is sometimes what we look for, I would say, and it's just a great opportunity for the guys coming back next year because it's almost another phase of spring practice and it carries over into the next year. So it's positive for everyone involved.
So, as we talked about this year, a very young team. What do you see as sort of the future of this program? Where are those things headed right now?
Yeah, I think we have a great group of young guys that are just going to continue to get better, and I think people have a lot of good things to look forward to.
How hard is it as a senior to have to go through sort of the growing pains and that kind of stuff, have that fall your senior year?
I wouldn't say it's been anything more than previous years. It still comes back to us. And I'll say for our group, sometimes it's not the offense or the defense. It's just a collective group of guys that sometimes we need to make a few more plays.